Hello, hi there, Sagittarius. I do hope that you are all well in crazy times that we are in this world. My name is Bella, and most people know me as Bella the Secret Psychic, and this is your love horoscopes for April 2020. And I'm usually this is a love horoscope, but I think I'm going to include some other things because I think this month may be very, very skewed because of what's happening across the world and depending on where you are in the world. So whatever else comes in that is pertinent to your star sign, given what's going on, then I'm going to allow that to come in so that it's not necessarily just a focus on your love life. If you'd like to know more about me and my services, the links are just down below. And if you'd like to hear more about what I have to say every month, then just click the subscribe button and hit the notification button so that you're always alerted to when I am on. So, for those of you who've watched me before, you know I like to just jump right in there. I work with the help of my spirit guides, so this is not a tarot reading. I interpret the information that I get from spirit. So, you're the first one I'm doing today, so it's really interesting about what will come out for you and for everybody else. The first thing I get, which I'm not surprised about, which some of you may not also be surprised about, depending on where you are in the world, but let's just say for those of you who are single, or maybe those of you who are coupled up but don't live together, or maybe newly dating, for those of you who maybe were waiting or hoping to reunite with an ex, 100% in this month, you will feel like nothing is moving. You will feel like communication is delayed. You will feel like even if you're deciding to kill your time by dating online, you will feel like things are lagging a little bit, that things are not necessarily moving in any direction with your love life. It definitely feels like it's on pause, particularly the first week. That's your general kind of feeling for it. For those of you who are in a relationship, the feeling is still there. It feels more a little bit like because of outside circumstances where you don't know where and what you're doing, it just seems to impact on the kind of routine that you have with somebody. And therefore, like, I just feel like you might have said so much that now it just becomes like nothing is being said. So it's a really funny week, the first week of April, which is just about it feeling a bit blah, a little bit like I don't know what's happening with anything, with us, with you, with anything. And I think for some people, and I'm expecting this as I go forward with most of the star signs, is that love necessarily may not be the forefront of your mind because of other factors in your life, feeling like you don't know. So like I said, I'm focusing on love, but I am being shown that for a lot of Sagittariuses, it's the unknown about what's happening with their work. Like I get a lot of you will not get any information about what's happening with your work, what the next steps are, whether you have one or not. And that frustration is superseding what's happening with your love life, albeit is there and you're feeling this kind of nothing, if I don't have this, at least let me have that. That is not also happening too, particularly in the first week. Now in the second week, Sagittarius, I do want to prepare some of you for some disappointments. Again, this feels like outside of romantic stuff for you. There is some disappointments in the second week for a lot of Sagittarius when it comes to income, when it comes to work, when it comes to, again, that unknown feeling ramping up even more. How that influences your love life is, I have to say, just I really hesitated about doing these videos this month because I just know they're going to be fairly negative for everybody, and I generally like to see how we can navigate through this in a positive sense. But I just get here that like I feel really uncomfortable saying this. I just feel, and I'm a Sagittarius, so this is not fun for me to say this to you because I'm like, is this going to happen to me too? It is basically a sense of like you feel doomed, like you're pessimistic, which is really unlike Sagittarius's. You are basically sitting there thinking, well, this has gone wrong, that is not happening. So what's the point? What's the point of me pursuing dating? What's the point of me hoping that that person will come back? What's the point of engaging in my relationship? I think it's normal, is what I want to say. There's the instinct in me as one of your fellow Sagittarius is to kind of like kick you up the bum and say, come on, guys, this is going to pass, focus on the positive. But I think that we're all entitled, particularly because outside of romance you have this negative news, as it was, that of course is going to make you feel crappy. And I think it's okay in this moment, in the second week, for you to just be allowed to, what's that song, it's my party and I'll cry if I want to. If you want to cry, then do it, because it will be very cathartic. But what I do love about Sagittarius is, and about that energy, is just because you've hit a little bit of a rock bottom when it comes to everything a little bit right now, you're very creative species of human in your sign. And so what that you kind of use that low energy, and you do what I assume most Sagittarius would do, which is you do give yourself a kick at the bum and say, right, how can I change this? How can I become creative to change my situation, to become more, to become better, to do I need to study in this time? Do I want to look at different work opportunities? Do I want to do some work, especially if you work for yourself, in maybe a different and a creative way that I've not thought about, because I'm put in this kind of desperate situation that is forcing me to think differently and outside of the box. And actually, for a vast number of Sagittariuses, this will work out for you. It may work out as immediately in that third week. Maybe you go and volunteer. Maybe you take on a different job opportunity because of losing one. Maybe you do something more creative that actually gets you attention and brings in a different kind of income for you. But also in the same token, because again, this is primarily a love reading, that because you're got new energy, it will just mean that if you do choose to date or to fix, or engage more in your current relationship, that you do it with a lot more joy, because actually you suddenly have purpose. You have something that is quite defined that you can take forward. Even if that means you're studying and learning something and it pans out for you later, it's still going to be a welcome distraction, which lifts your energy, which therefore means you engage in your partnerships a whole lot better. If you're cross-watching and this is your partner who's a Sagittarius, you'll notice that their mood will change very significantly in the third week, almost maybe too optimistic. It's very tangibly different. It's like super low to super high, but I like that, because I think you've used the super low to get really, really, really high. For some of you who are single, and this feels like this could be an ex, but this could also be somebody who's been eyeing you up online or something, or the coffee shop or wherever for a long, long time on Facebook. You have somebody that's going to reach out, and primarily why they reach out is because where they have also circumstances that have changed their situation, have a lot of time to think, reminisce, reflect and miss you, that they will feel like wanting to reach out to you. And I have to say, this person generally is a very, very busy individual, generally doesn't necessarily have the time for small talk or to reconnect. Definitely normally is somebody who's more self-absorbed, now suddenly becomes open to wanting to not be self-absorbed and to engage with you, is this particular type of person. So for some Sagittarius, do expect third week, fourth week for this person to kind of show their hand and say hi. But then as we go through the fourth week of this month, I just generally see that you feel a lot more at peace about what's happened and what is happening at the world. I feel like you can see there's purpose and direction that might be coming from outside sources also, that help you see a path and a way forward, that help you again with the momentum of your new idea, the new thing that you're into. And that also will go hand in hand with, for those of you that are in relationships, things are moving better. You see how you can both work together. If you've reconnected with somebody in the past, again, you'll see the way forward. You'll see it with optimism. You'll see the plan and way forward. And if you're single, again, you'll be feeling a lot more optimistic about how you do that also too. So not going to lie, Sagittarius, it feels like starts a bit crappy and then gets a lot better as we travel through this month. And a lot of it is solely influenced, again, about what's happening, pandemic wise around the world, that is influencing you at your local level, that and independent level, depending on your circumstances, and it will have a knock-on effect to your love life. Just I don't need to be psychic to tell you that. Anyway, my lovely people, I hope that's been helpful to sort of guide you and navigate you through this month so that you can be prepared for it. And I hope that helps. I do love to hear from you all. Do like, do comment, and you all take care.